What's up, guys? Nick Taylor here back. Today we're talking about Julius Randle and just absolutely hilarious article I just stumbled across. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. If you're a Knicks fan, you're in the right place, man. I post every single day. I've been a Knicks fan my entire life. Let's get it, bro. Let's get right into the video. So we need to talk about Julius Randle. The New York Knicks have shopped him. They are interested in trading him. However, they are not willing to attach a first round pick or even two, which makes sense. I mean, Randall last season, guys, of course, he was not the player he was in 2020, where he averaged 24, 10, and 6 in 71 games, shot 46% from the field, 41 from three. I mean, he was all NBA second team. Julius Randle was a stud that season. And then last season, Randall averages 20, 10, and 5. You heard me, right? 20, 10, and 5 on a down season. Sure, he did shoot 41% from the floor and 30.8% from beyond the arc. But we know that Randall came into camp out of shape, which I know is not an excuse. I mean, you can't be doing that. But I do feel as if Jalen Brunson coming over to the New York Knicks will certainly unlock Randall. I mean, Brunson is a terrific point guard. He's a point guard. If you're a Knicks fan like me and you watched all the games, I mean, you would know that we didn't have a point guard, yet alone a player of Jalen Brunson's caliber. I mean, Jalen Brunson is so good to where I think he will be an all-star consideration. And that might sound like a hot take, but if you actually have looked into Brunson, you would know that it really isn't. I mean, this is a guy that was praised by players like Bane, John Morant. I'm talking about Desmond Bane over in Memphis, John Morant, Mikal Bridges. All three of these players said you're a casual if you think Brunson's overpaid. I mean, that's why I don't, obviously I make YouTube videos and stuff like that, but I'm not trying to claim that I know everything about basketball. I've never played at an NBA level or even a college level, so I'm just doing this for fun. But I'm taking the word over some of these NBA players over casuals on Twitter or casuals in the comments, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the New York Knicks are definitely in a good spot. We've got a ton of picks, a ton of young players. The fans are absolutely just in awe of what we have going on. I'm not saying the Knicks are going to make a deep playoff run or the Knicks are going to be a top five seed, but I do think we will make the playoffs, whether that be the 8 seed, 7 seed, 6 seed. I don't really know. But again, we went over 30 games with dealing with injuries and dealing with obviously the rotations from Coach Tibb were terrible. They did get better late in the season. Like Obi Toppin wasn't even in our rotation, dude. That's how bad they were. And just with Rose and Kemba, the Kemba experiment failing, Derrick Rose being injured. Well, now we bring in Isaiah Hartenstein, we bring in Jalen Brunson, and of course, potentially, I mean, Donovan Mitchell is definitely not coming here. I think we can all agree Donovan Mitchell will not be a New York Knick, which is for the best because we should not be giving up R.J. Barrett multiple picks and like Obi Toppin. So the New York Knicks, they really don't feel confident in Randall and Obi working together. And it makes sense, right? Because when Randall was shut down in the last 5 games of the season, Obi Toppin played like a borderline all-star. I mean, he was incredible. So it goes to show we really can't play both of these guys because if we keep Obi, he's got to be starting. But he can't be starting if we've got Julius Randle. So yeah, the New York Knicks are not willing to trade a first-round pick with Julius Randle to unload his contract. And it makes sense. You don't give a team a draft pick to take a good player. Even though most Knicks fans, including myself, are not the biggest Randle fan, it doesn't mean we give him away for free. Yet, like giving him away for a first-round pick, I mean, I think anyone would take that. But giving away a first round pick is a completely different story. So looks like we will be keeping Julius Randle heading into next season, which if he plays like the guy he was last 2020, 2021, I don't think any Knicks fans is going to complain because that Randle was an all-star. So, but outside of that, yeah, I mean, I have to show you guys this. So I was on Bleacher Report and I came across an article saying that the New York Knicks are under the most pressure in 2022, 2023. I mean, is this the most laughable thing I've seen all week? Let me think. Okay, the second most laughable. It's debatable. So if you guys watch football, let me put it this way. I read an article saying that the Green Bay Packers should carry two running backs heading into the start of the regular season. Two running backs. Is this more laughable? I don't know. How are the Knicks under pressure, guys? Oh, wow, because we're in New York and we don't have Donovan Mitchell. We didn't bring in a star. I mean, the New York Knicks are finally doing things right. They have all their picks. They actually gain additional assets at the draft because they decided not to pick at, do we have the 11th pick? I don't even remember because we traded, or was it 13th? 11th or 13th? I don't know, but we did not want anyone on the board, so we ended up trading back and picking up multiple more future picks. Quentin Grimes, we're going to get to see the development of this young kid. We're going to get to see Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin and Jericho Sims. We re-signed Mitchell Robinson. I mean, the New York Knicks could keep all their picks, develop guys, and still get into the playoffs. Yeah, sure, they'd be a first-round exit. but that's a huge step forward to what just happened. Like, so let's look at the article. I'll read it until I can't anymore, which probably would be sooner rather than later. So the New York Knicks will enter the season with expectations of competing for something. Maybe it's a playoff berth, maybe it's just a play-in tournament invite. Either way, the Knickerbockers won't want a return trip to the draft lottery. That's where I disagree. Let me know if I'm wrong and down in the comments. If the New York Knicks are in the lottery again, I mean, yeah, definitely wouldn't be ideal, but at the same time, it's just another top pick. Whether or not we draft a player, we trade it back and get more assets again, or we put it in a trade for a star. If the Knicks are in the lottery again, I mean, it would not be great because we are in New York and there's expectations. Like the Yankees are always expected to win, but this is the Knicks, man. Like the Knicks are definitely a different type of team. We're just trying to figure this out and figure out our identity. So I call this cat, bro. The Knicks have literally no pressure. You can't just be like, I mean, yeah, sure, you're in New York, you've got pressure, but it doesn't mean that the Knicks are like, if the Knicks don't make the playoffs, it's not a disappointing season. It depends though. If we go out there and our players aren't developing, coach tips playing the veterans and Randall's like does not play well, like yeah, sure, that's the disappointment. But if we just full in go on the young guys, like if we start Cam Reddish and Manuel quickly is getting like some serious run as the sixth man, and Brunson looks good, RJ's developing, Mitchell Robinson's doing his thing. I mean, like you remember the East is pretty deep, man. I mean, I do want to make the playoffs, but if we do are in the lottery again, it's not the end of the world. It's never the end of the world getting another top pick. We own our pick for a reason. So I mean, expectations for RJ Barrett have been enormous since the Knicks drafted him. I mean, RJ's lived up to the hype though. He's been a good player for us, dude. He can defend guards and wings. He play makes. He can shoot the ball. He can score. Definitely needs to work on his efficiency, but there's no pressure on RJ. Like we just want him to take the next step. I mean, this dude is what 22, and RJ just turned 22. I want to say, like, what expectations are we talking about? The kid can barely drink a beer. And Jalen Brunson, yeah, definitely, I will say Jalen Brunson has significantly more pressure on him than the Knicks and RJ Barrett because he just signed a massive contract. He just left a championship contender in Dallas. I mean, $104 million for Jalen Brunson. I mean, 16.3 points per game and 4.8 assists, $104 million. I don't think any player in NBA history has ever seen a contract like that that wasn't an all-star. I'm pretty confidently say that. But yeah, I mean, this guy is going to be 26 soon. He's super young. He'll be like 29 when his contract ends. The New York Knicks got a stud, bro, and Jalen Brunson. And then you've got Julius Randle. Definitely has a lot of pressure on him. We'll see what happens with that. But I kind of already touched upon Randle. But yeah, man, it's your boy Knicks Daily about to sign out here, man. If you're a fellow Knicks fan, you made it to the end of the video, go down below and I don't know. I'm just gonna give a random question for you guys. Comment what comes to your mind first about Tyson Chandler, man. I miss that guy so much. But what comes to your mind first when I mention Tyson Chandler? To me, it's defensive player of the year, bro. I miss those Knicks. Oh my god, I miss those Knicks days so much, bro. But yeah, guys, peace.